Hey everyone, welcome to Rezzies and Redeyes with Zoey and Andrew. We're here to share our travel stories, foodie adventures, and tips to make every one of your trips unforgettable, and hopefully with a lot of laughs along the way.
And we're so excited to have you here along for the ride
You can check out all of our video and photo highlights on our Instagram.
at Rezzies and Redeyes. And if you have a story, a travel hack, or a question you want us to cover, send us a DM and your passenger notes might just get featured on the show. And if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. It really helps more travelers and foodies find us.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Guys, so we actually wanted to do our first episode on our recent trip to Rio de Janeiro. This is going to be, I think, part of our bigger series on the Eight Wonders trip that we've been thinking about doing for some time now. And I actually, in planning the trip, thought that this would be a good place to start because neither of us, at least I don't think so. You haven't been to South America, right?
Oh, it was a new continent for me.
There you go. See, Zoe's been everywhere, so it's hard for me to find a place that she hasn't been. So, but I but I knew that she hadn't been to South America, and then since we had this idea of doing the Eight Wonders trip, I thought Rio would be a good place for us to start that adventure. So that's kind of how we came up with the idea to go.
Yeah, it's an excellent start to our eight wonders. One down, seven more to go.
7 more to go. We've already seen one other one. So,
Oh,
uh, so we also wanted to use this trip that we had to finally do business class travel, which I had actually never done before. You said you've done it once before, right?
yeah, on a short flight though. So
What was it?
I did Korean Air first class to Guam from Seoul.
From Seoul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like
Which
a
is
couple
still like
hours.
it's only 2 hours. That was
Couple hours.
Oh, okay. I
Four,
thought it would be like
five.
4. Oh yeah. See, that's
Yeah,
totally worth it. Yeah.
I'm.
But you said it was very,
It was excellent.
yeah. Apparently they make a cook to order steak, and I'm like, where's the kitchen at?
None of my business.
Anyway, so we wanted to finally travel business class. At least because I've never done it before, so we wanted to do it together and see if it was really how great everyone says it is.
Not just business class. We wanted to do Delta One.
Well, yeah. So we wanted to do Delta One. We are big Delta fans here, which I think everyone.
Delta girlies
Yeah, sure.
and boys.
Sure. But I think all of our listeners are gonna learn that we're big Delta fans, and so
Allegedly.
allegedly, so this trip we wanted to definitely do Delta One and just see what the experience is like and if it's worth it or not.
Yeah. I can't wait to dive into that episode about really if it was worth it or not. I have a lot of words.
So for those who don't know, so we live in Irvine, which is in Orange County, in Southern California. So we took a Uber from our place in Irvine to LAX, which was great. You know, it was great. I thought it was amazing. You know
Yeah.
why?
Why?
Because we met our guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's great if you can meet a guy to take you to the airport.
So we were lucky enough to get a great driver who took us to the airport and then offered to pick us up on the way back, just on his own private side of his own business, which I thought was great. So it was nice. Now we have
Yeah.
a guy.
Now we have a.
Like I said, we were doing Delta One, but what we didn't know was that we were supposed to go to our own separate Delta One check-in.
Yeah. But that's okay. We got through security within like 30 seconds.
Yeah, airport was not busy at all. So check-in process was fine. So airport I thought was pretty empty. We were able to get through security very quickly and get to our flight.
Not before we went to the Delta One Lounge, which we will be talking about in the Delta One episode. And I also have a lot of words on that. Good words.
I want to talk about that,
Yeah.
because I loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were in the Delta One Lounge, and then from there boarded our flights. And from there, we got into our season Delta one, which, like Zoe said, we'll talk more about on the separate episode. To summarize, I thought we were going to be nice and wonderfully rested on our arrival to Rio, and it, for me at least, was quite the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest perks and kind of the point of doing that. My aura ring said I slept 0 minutes. So,
No joke.
yeah.
It was quite the experience, but we'll talk about that later. So
Honestly, one of the worst flights I've ever had.
it was not a good flight. So we arrived in Rio. This is now Friday morning as we took the red eye around. Yeah, it was around 8 a.m. on Friday morning.
Yeah.
So we, like we said, we were exhausted. We get off, and it's apparently it had to be damn near 3 miles walking to the Uber pickup.
Oh yeah, it was a long walk. So definitely be prepared for that.
Not probably
But
not quite that long, but
there are two airports in Rio.
yeah,
We flew into
GIG.
yeah. Um, but after we got to the Uber pickup, it was fine. Process was pretty smooth.
Yeah, so we would say, I think,
And Uber is very widely available.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so I think we would recommend, at least, definitely do Ubers everywhere you're going to go while you're in Rio. Their service was great. Actually, it was 5G for me on AT&T. So
my T-Mobile was a little slow, but that's okay. It
yeah,
was free.
yeah, it was. Uh, but and then the direction, I think, on the Uber app leads you directly to where you want to go. It's just you're going to get the typical, numerous people asking you if you want to get a ride. And also, I think a couple of them, didn't they say they were an Uber?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think a couple were like, Uber?
Obviously, don't get in the car with a stranger unless they're in the app.
Yeah.
No Lyft. There's no Lyft, just Uber.
Yeah.
So
No left. Yeah. So just make sure you follow directions. They have signs posted on the ground and up high to show you where the Uber is when you get off the plane. And then from there, my initial thoughts were that it was going to be this crazy humidity there. And actually, I think the weather actually seemed pretty reasonable.
no,
Much
I
like I
think we
thought.
got really lucky while we were there and it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I expected to walk out into this big mess of stickiness, and it was actually completely reasonable. But it was raining when we flew in.
Yeah,
So,
expected.
yeah, and then we had heavy traffic on that Friday morning getting from the airport, which I think mileage wise, when we looked, was about 30 miles, but it took us almost an hour and a half to get to the Fairmont in Copacabana.
It really took that long?
Yeah, you were exhausted. You were like falling asleep.
Yeah, I wasn't falling
Just like in
asleep.
London, you were like falling asleep
I
on the
wasn't.
ride.
That was a scary ride.
Yeah. So, after about an hour and a half drive, we got to the Fairmont. Hotel itself it's right on essentially the point in between Ipanema Beach and Copacabana Beach. Great location.
Yeah, I did like the location of it.
Yeah, very central to everything. Valet front. There's a security person outside who was always there looking for something.
Well, I mean, it's a 5-star hotel. I hope they have valet and a security guard.
Check-in is on the 6th floor. So Zoe booked on her Amex.
Yeah, I booked on the Amex portal. It was 2,500 for 4 nights.
4 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely like the second most expensive hotel there, under the Copacabana, which maybe we should have stayed there. I don't know, but there's a lot of really reasonable choices. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
next time I would rather stay in like Ipanema.
Yeah, we had looked at the Fasano and we had looked at Copacabana Palace and the Fairmont. Those are the three we considered. The Fasano is on the Ipanema side, but from the Fairmont, you're right in the middle of both because you're at the end of Ipanema Beach and you're at the other end of the Ipanema, which, like I said, I think puts you in a good spot. The hotel itself, I thought, looked very nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I think, Copacabana was so much more. It's just kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, and we were only in
But
Copacabana very briefly on one of our nights, so
yeah, we did see some new hotels being built.
yeah, yeah.
So
There's a lot of
maybe
construction going on in the city as well.
hmm
But yeah, so Zoe booked on her Amex, so I was hoping we'd get our early check-in.
yeah, so no early check-in. We got we got there really early at like 11.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the hotel was completely booked the night before, so they were still cleaning rooms. And we didn't end up getting into our room until about 3 p.m.
Yeah,
4 p.m.
we got lucky. We went back early
Yeah.
to check, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's ready." They told us they were going to message us through WhatsApp, and actually, a few different people during the trip had mentioned using WhatsApp. They'll message you through it, like our tour guide
Oh yeah.
for the
They
next.
always use WhatsApp and like
I'm just inexperienced.
we're the only people that don't use WhatsApp.
Guess so.
Um
Uh,
yeah, anyways, they never messaged us, so we went back and checked. We sat at the pool
yeah,
just waiting in our airplane clothes
yeah. It
in the
was.
heat.
It was
It was
hot.
miserable.
It was hot. We were both exhausted. Zoe slept for a bit poolside. I had my first caparina,
Yeah, that was fun.
which was good. It was delicious. Actually, I'm not a big. I mean, it's not technically a rum drink. If you look it up, it's not technically a rum drink. It's used with the local cane sugar that grows there in Brazil. But it was delicious. Actually very refreshing. I thought it reminded me of a Moscow Mule
Yeah,
personally,
yeah.
but yeah. So we waited there poolside for I think probably a couple hours, and then checked back in again, and our room was ready, and we went up.
I wish at check-in they would have told us all the amenities they had at the hotel, which was kind of disappointing. Um, we found out a few days later they had like their beach services and like paddle boarding and what else?
Like their own dedicated beach umbrellas were there with full bar service,
Yeah,
which they didn't tell us about any of that.
that's where we would have been.
Well, right, yeah, because they essentially told us that everything, all the amenities were on the 6th floor.
Yeah. So there were
Nothing
two
about
pools, a Michelin guide restaurant, and the spa. We almost tried the spa.
almost. What do you think about the rooms?
Room it was fine. I mean, I liked it. It was very big. Um,
Was
view, no view.
What was our view? Our view was like a building being
Construction.
constructed, yeah,
Which, whatever, that's,
with a
yeah.
little itty bitty piece of Ipanema Beach,
Yeah.
or was it anyway? With like I said, I think with the Amex, sometimes you get that upgrade. I think they did say they upgraded our room.
They upgraded, yeah, the size is
Okay,
bigger, I
yeah,
think.
but the view wasn't so nice.
No.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think the room was big. The bed was a queen.
Was it?
Yeah, remember I was like, "Is this a queen bed?"
That's why you were so close to me. Not
Good.
because you were cuddling me.
It was good for us.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty basic hotel room. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bathroom.
bathroom. I spent a lot of time in there.
We should hear
The
about that
floor
in a
is nice
second.
and cold.
Shower floor.
All the floor. The toilet is like a good size to like hug around.
Yeah. Outlets.
Oh yeah, definitely bring your power adapters. Like we didn't,
Yeah.
but the hotels did provide us. Don't bring your Dyson or anything with you because it won't work. Okay. You'll need like a whole power converter. Actually, there's this hair curler you can buy on Amazon that have a power converter. Anyways,
So, as much as we wanted to go down to the beach, and once got into the room, we crashed.
yes,
Yeah.
just
So
a little nap
took definitely a good long needed nap.
and shower.
We had our first Michelin restaurant for the trip plan. That was over at Oro at.
Yeah, which was incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So once again, easy Uber Black. They're all like $5 to $10, so definitely would recommend doing that. Easy trip from the Fairmont to Oro, and it was in Leblon area, which is a little bit past Ipanema.
Yeah, we got there as soon as they opened. They actually opened the doors like for us.
Yeah.
Which was perfect. I liked the area.
Oh
It
yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, area was super nice. It's supposed to be one of the more affluent areas of the city. The restaurant was gorgeous. We did the chef's table there, which we'll talk about more on the dedicated episode for Oro. But overall, I thought it was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to do that episode.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. It was long though. I think we were there for a good 2.5 to 3 hours. And then got back to the hotel around I think 11 or midnight. We had to get back early. Couldn't really go out because we had an early day planned for Saturday.
Yeah, for some reason Andrew planned our day starting at 6 a.m.
7 a.m.
No, we had to leave.
We had to get up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
There's a good reason for that. Okay, day two.
Anyway, it worked out, but also
Day two was the start of our tourist activities. So we had to go see Jesus, my boy, my
obviously.
boy.
Oh, okay.
He watched us the entire time.
Yeah, he did.
So, like we said at the beginning, the statue of Jesus the Redeemer, Jesus the Redeemer, is there
Christ
in.
the Redeemer. Literally called
Okay,
Christ the
right.
Redeemer.
I know, I call him Jesus. Christ the Redeemer statue is there in Rio, built almost 100 years ago there in the city.
Yeah. We did book like a little tour guide through the concierge, just like a private driver to take us around, just to make things
Shout out to
easier.
Alex.
Yeah, he was great. It's a little expensive, I think, for
So it was $60 an hour American, and we had him for 5 hours. So it was $300 for him to take us around. We'll talk about everything we did
yeah,
that day with
yeah.
him. But it was nice though because he speaks Portuguese and obviously knows the streets there. Drove us directly to where the train leaves there in the city to take you up into Tijuca National Forest to go up to see the monuments.
Yeah, obviously crazy crowded. I'm glad we did start early because I feel like that was like the most perfect time to go, actually.
Yeah, the
Um,
morning was it was there were still a lot of people there, but they say, oh, and actually Alex, our tour guide, said that when you go in the afternoon, there's a very long line just to get onto the train itself.
right, yeah. So I would definitely aim for early as possible.
Yeah, how long was the train ride?
Maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah, probably like 10 to 15 minute train ride.
Sit on the right side of the train to get the best
Yeah,
views.
yeah, exactly. Looking up at the mountains on the right hand side.
Yeah. Very pretty right up there.
Yeah. So we got to the
You
top.
do have to climb some stairs or there's an elevator.
Yeah.
Um,
Stairs were fine though. It wasn't like anything overtaxing.
treacherous.
Yeah, no, it was totally fine. Though, yeah, there were like cement steps and no problem, but a lot of people there.
Yeah, I mean, be prepared for crowds because that was crazy.
Yeah,
But we were able to still take like some pictures.
yeah.
But
Shout out to Alex. Not the best
not a
photos.
photographer,
He's not a
but
photographer.
that's okay. We got some good
We
selfies.
still got good selfies,
Yeah.
but yeah, so feel free. You can spend as much time up there as you want. You just have to make sure you buy your ticket
Yeah.
in advance for the train.
Yeah, and they also have like a little mandatory tourist photo before you get on the train.
Everywhere did.
Yeah, that was like a common theme. Oh, and you can also get baptized up there.
Oh yeah, they have a small cathedral up there, and there actually
I think
yeah,
it's a
chapel,
chapel.
yeah, chapel, and there were active baptisms going on there.
Yeah, people were bringing their babies up there to get baptized. It was very cool.
Yeah, yeah, so definitely a big thing when you go up there. Make sure you have your ticket in advance because they do sell out, and then you also have to stay within your time window when you go. So
Yeah, so then we were probably up there for maybe 30 minutes, and then we went down to the next level. There's like a little restaurant, some bathrooms.
yeah,
We got a little snacks, the little cheese balls,
we took a lot of pictures up there too because the view from up there, not just of Christ the Redeemer, but you can see the entire
the whole city
city,
and ocean.
beachfronts,
Yeah.
ocean, the harbor. So it really makes for great photo taking up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check mark number one.
First one down. I mean, he's massive.
He's huge. I think he's bigger than Statue of Liberty, but I haven't actually looked up that fact. So
Has to be. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet.
He's like definitely got a bigger wingspan. So
Yeah. Uh, so this was going to be our heavy trekking day, and so after that, we had asked Alex, our tour guide, to take us on a rainforest hike.
yeah, that was fun and very adventurous with Andrew. Uh,
Where did we go?
where did we go?
He never told us where we went, what trail we were on.
No, well, he gave us two choices. There was
A 3 hour hike
or a
or an hour and a half hike,
yeah,
and
so
we actually did it in shorter than that.
yeah, so we did the hour and a half just because we're not in any shape or form prepared for a 3-hour hike.
Yeah,
We didn't have water,
we
first of all.
we didn't have anything ready for a 3 hour hike. He said it was like I think 6 miles total,
Yeah.
and so we opted for the shorter hike, also because it left the rest of the day open for us as well.
Yeah, I think that hike was fun. It was nice. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I was shocked by no mosquitoes. I mean, I'm sure that's not always the case, but
Yeah, we had very limited bug bites the whole time we were there. Yeah, very minimal mosquitoes definitely. It was by so the hike we went on was by the paragliding launching point there in the rainforest. So that helps anyone who's listening.
yeah.
But we don't know the name of it. So the hike itself was up around 30 to 45 minutes up and then back.
Yeah, it was a nice loop.
The footing, we're doing with the footing.
I mean, it's fine. It was I mean, I would say moderate.
Slipped a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's just wet. It was just wet on the ground in some places, but nothing. Yeah, just like Zoe said, nothing treacherous. We were able to see some monkeys, no birds. Couldn't. We kept looking for birds. Didn't see any birds there.
Yeah, we saw I think 3 monkeys and 1 tiny butterfly.
Yeah, and I expected this to be like the movie Rio, that there were going to be all these birds everywhere. No.
Yeah, I expected, being in the rainforest, we were gonna see a lot of wildlife. It was really odd not to see.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even here at home, I mean, I went on a hike today and saw like 12 bunnies.
It's Irvine. There's rabbits everywhere here.
Yeah.
It was actually nice 'cause at the top of the hike, he had us see Pedra de Gavia at the top of the hike, which is it's the side of the mountain that you can see from the top of the hike that looks like a person's face.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was a very awesome view of like the different parts of the cities.
Yeah.
You could see the largest favela in Rio
Oh yeah.
between the
Right.
mountainside there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we hiked back down and headed back to the hotel from there. So I thank you to Alex for an awesome day. It was actually really enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm sad that we didn't get to use him again because that was my fault. So
So we went back. We did our first trip to the beach. We went down to Copacabana from the Fairmonts.
yeah, so we just went right outside our hotel and walked across the street. At that point, we didn't know Fairmont had their own private umbrellas, so we went to one of the little guys. There's little guys all over the beach selling with their own little business,
Everywhere.
selling like their umbrellas and chairs, and they usually have like somehow a full service bar.
Yeah.
Which is great. And it was really cheap. So we went to the one right across and what was it, $20 for a chair and 2 chairs and an umbrella
Or all day.
for all day.
All day. He said if you come back later, you'll still have your chair. I don't know how we would prove it, but he said we would have a chair all day.
Yeah. So that was great.
Yeah, each area is labeled with its own different name. So I think the way they have it set up is each business person who does their umbrellas has their own name. I think maybe it helps with like finding friends if you're there. You would say, "Hey, meet us over at the Maui umbrella station," and then that's how you guys would find each other.
According to Andrew.
Seriously,
That's
I'm
the
not
thing.
kidding.
I
That's
don't know.
literally what it looked like. So,
What it looked like.
so we had drinks on the beach and checked out the water. Which I actually thought on that day at least was actually colder than I expected.
Yeah, it was definitely a little chillier, the water. Copacabana kind of falls within like a
Cove.
bay cove.
Yeah.
So the water temperatures actually change pretty quickly,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, it was nice. The sand obviously is beautiful. It was very packed. What day was that? That was
This
a
is on Saturday.
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 Yeah. But it was a beautiful day. The sun was out for a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're trying to always, I feel like, catch the sun because there is a lot of cloud cover because it's tropical. But yeah, we got lucky with the sun there,
Yeah.
which is nice.
As soon as the sun comes out, like the beach just fills up.
Yeah. Or if there's any rain and once it stops, everyone comes back out again. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so we had after that our next nap because we were still tired.
Mm-hmm. Although I don't know if it was the beach drinks. It could have been. I don't know if that's a good
They were
idea. But
strong.
anyway,
They were strong drinks.
no, I'm talking about the next day.
It could be also what happened the next day, but so that night, so this is a Saturday night, we had a planned samba class because as Alex told us, there's three things they do in Brazil. What are those things?
Samba? What is it?
The beach
Beach?
and
Eat?
football.
Football. I don't remember that.
So Alex said the three things in Brazil: samba, beach, football,
Yeah.
meaning soccer. So
Yeah.
so we planned a samba class to learn because I'm not so good at dancing, but Zoe's amazing.
I am the worst, actually. I have zero coordination. That was kind of traumatic for me.
That was amazing.
But it was
That
fun.
was really good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You booked it through Google. Just Google? Or how did you book it?
Uh I booked it yeah, just through the website. So I found the just the dance studio there on Copacabana and then went through the website and then bought the tickets.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a difficult time finding it, so we were like about 15 minutes late. But
It was an hour class.
yeah, the instructor was nice. Small class,
Yeah, there were like six of us.
and like four of them were family.
Yeah, exactly. So
Very
I
interesting.
chose it because they take you from there, they take you out to one of the samba clubs there in Rio de Janeiro to practice your dance moves you just learned.
Yeah, so after we learned our dance moves, kind of, we went out to the Samba club in, I'll let Andrew talk about
It
that.
was in Lapa.
Yeah.
So Rio Scenarium. So if you go to Rio, it's always rated as the most popular samba club in Rio de Janeiro, which I don't know. Yes. Oh, we actually asked our samba class teacher because he came with us, and because I wanted to know what he thought because I didn't know if we were going to like a tourist trap or what it may be. And I said, "Where do you go and dance when you want to go out and do samba?"
Yeah, he said he danced there.
He goes there. He said, "Yeah, we go here." He said they go later when it gets busier because we were there
Yeah.
around like 9.
Yeah, I think the club scene there definitely picks up much later,
Yeah,
but we did not stick around to find out because, well, we were tired.
tired. They say what I had read. Maybe don't stay out super late in that area,
Oh my God.
but who knows?
Probably not, but the
We
club was really cool. It was like definitely not what you would think. It's like a three-story club, and it's like also restaurant service. We did eat dinner
It
there.
used to be a home, right? It was multiple homes there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Um
was donated and turned into a club. And then but they kept a lot of the things from the families that lived there.
yeah, there's like a lot of antiques. Like the first or the top floor is just like basically like a little antique shop, it looks like. They have so much old stuff. It's just very interesting to walk around
Yeah.
and just look at everything.
Yeah.
While you're having your cocktail.
And dancing samba, which we did.
And dancing Samba.
Did it.
Yeah, they had live music. The band was really great.
Band was great. They clapped for us dancing. It was amazing.
They didn't. They didn't clap for us, but
Yeah, so we had a little bit of food, we had drinks there. And then we left around like 10:30 to head back to the hotel.
yeah. Yeah.
And then I wanted dessert, so we went actually to Marine Resto. That's the restaurant there that's on the Michelin Guide there at the Fairmonts.
Yeah, I mean, that dessert was incredible. We ordered two of them.
We had the coconut
Uh,
dessert
yeah, one of them was the ice cream, and then one of them was like the cocoa pod.
that you had to open up.
Yeah, they brought out like this huge platter with this cocoa pod, chocolate mold cocoa pod with this hammer to break it. And they made the ice cream table side with dry ice. That was so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll see that on the Instagram video.
yeah, very elaborate. Great presentation.
Yeah.
Good way to end the night.
Hmm. So it takes us to Sunday, day 3, which was a not so good day.
Horrid.
So what happened, baby?
I woke up at like 6 a.m. and well, I had extreme food poisoning,
Yeah.
vomiting and stuff. Not my best look.
Yeah.
I did not leave the hotel room for 24 hours.
24 hours. She was incapacitated. This was kind of like a solo day for me. After I made sure Zoe was taken care of, which I did.
You did good, baby. I don't know what you could have done, but
I went on a walk to multiple different pharmacies there to try to find like Pepto-Bismol or something, but
just so you know, they don't carry that
they don't carry it anywhere
in Brazil.
there. Nowhere. I went to like 6 different pharmacies there. And there's a lot of pharmacies like within about a mile walk. I ran
Oh,
to
I
like
mean,
6
there's a
different
pharmacy on
ones.
every corner.
Yeah, but none of them had Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, definitely bring that with you just in case you need it.
Yeah.
So
You need prescriptions for medications there as well. So
it's not like Mexico.
yeah, it's not like some other countries where you may not need a prescription.
Can't buy Zofran on the streets.
Yeah, I couldn't get Zofran either, so you need to have a prescription for that.
So put that in your travel bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what caused my food poisoning, so I can't help you there. But
Yeah, we ate most of the same things, so it's kind of unclear. I thought maybe it was the ice at the beach drinks maybe, but like I said, we were both drinking the same thing, so.
yeah, I don't know.
Um, so yeah, so this day I spent walking around the city. So after walking to the
Having a great time
pharmacy,
without me.
I was lonely. I was very lonely.
Yeah.
I had just had brunch at the place down the street from the hotel. Walked over to Ipanema and actually found a nice little like street market that was going on over on Ipanema. Bought a few gifts for the kids during that time. And then walked back down Ipanema to see the sunset. So apparently there
Without me.
I don't want to, but apparently there in Rio, everyone gathers on the rocks in between Ipanema and Copacabana, and they watch the sunset and they clap at the as the sun sets over the horizon.
That's what our tour guide told us. You
Oh
said
yeah,
nobody
and they
clapped.
gathered. Well, you're right. No one clapped, but everyone gathered. There was a ton of people out there watching the sunset. So I watched the sunset and then came back to the hotel and checked on Zoe, and she was still. I thought you were feeling a little better at that time.
Yeah, because I wanted to go see the sunset.
At that point, we decided to call it an early night. I think it was 8 o'clock. I think, and then went to bed.
I did not eat.
You didn't eat anything, but I think I helped you.
Huh? Yeah, maybe.
So that brings us to day 4. So day 4, Zoe was back.
I was back at it.
Yeah, she felt great. She felt amazing.
I would not take it that far, but I was definitely doing better.
She was able to at least get out of the room, able to eat
I
and
was
drink.
able to get off the bathroom floor, out of the shower.
Yes, oh my God.
This is the day we did Sugarloaf.
Yeah, exactly. Hmm. So another tip for everyone out there, make sure you buy tickets for Sugarloaf because once again, you have to follow the time window that you buy the tickets for, and they also do sell out.
Yeah, also gets crowded. Um, Also mandated tourist photo involved.
Yeah, this was a Monday morning, so it wasn't busy when we went in the morning. It was around, I think, 9:30, 10 a.m. But you can see how they set up the lines there that it could obviously get very, very, very busy. So,
Can definitely get a little confusing, I think.
y- and we haven't really mentioned it, but English was great everywhere around the beach, around the hotel. As you get deeper into the city, it gets a little bit less. And so I think Sugarloaf, most of the people working there all spoke English, but people outside didn't at all. And so we kind of got a little confused with the line supposed to go into to take the first cable car up.
Yeah, as much as I would love to be just like able to speak Portuguese, I Duolingo failed me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I failed Duolingo. But
Obrigado.
yeah, definitely at least learn a few phrases because we definitely needed it. So then we took the cable car.
Yeah, so it's actually in two stages.
Yeah.
So the first car takes you to the first mountaintop. From there, they have like almost like a little tourist center. What do you call that?
Yeah, I think there's like, little a viewing. There's restaurants. There was actually a lot there.
Yeah,
Shops, restaurants. You kind of can walk around the entire mountaintop, I guess.
yeah.
And take in all the views. There's like the marina down there. And then you can just go back on the next cable car to get to Sugarloaf.
And then the next step takes you up to the actual Sugarloaf Mountain, which has the views that everyone wants. I guess if, and I didn't know this, but I guess if you look on people's social media, the photos they take from Sugarloaf, that's the place where they have all those amazing photos there, which I agree it was breathtaking looking at the whole beaches and ocean around you.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. And I think we got a little lucky having a clear day.
It was sunny, warm, but not too hot.
Yeah.
And once again, the tickets up there were only, I think, like $30 American. So it's
Yeah.
totally reasonable to do on your trip there.
Yeah. And you can spend as much time as you want up there. Go up and come down at your leisure.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not required to leave at any certain time. So um, we weren't up there for too long. We ended up leaving after maybe about like, I don't know, 30 or 45 minutes and then headed back to the hotel to change. So the main photo that you see also from there is from the staircase.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's the Escadaria Celadron.
Yeah. That was great. I'm really glad we got to do that.
Yeah. So this is the staircase that connects two parts of the city. It's Santa Teresa and Lapa.
Yeah. So the staircase is built out of thousands of these different colors and tiles,
Yeah.
and each tile is donated from a different country. So you get to see just like all the different cultures merged in this one staircase that extends all the way up.
It's tall. It's a big staircase. Like it takes a while to walk up the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely crowded,
Yeah. So I think,
obviously.
what do you think? Do you think what would you recommend if someone wants to take that iconic photo where it says the Escadero de Celadron?
Yeah, so where that is, there was a line to get in to take that photo. Obviously, we didn't wait in that line, but I
It was
think,
a long line.
yeah, I think if you get there early, early in the morning, that's your best bet. But going in, I mean, we went midday, so I'm sure that's like the busiest time.
Yeah. And it was
Um,
crowded. It was packed. Like there was
yeah,
tons of people on the staircase.
but I feel like everybody was polite and there was no like,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's there to do the same thing.
Softy cats.
Soft you cats. Close your ears, Cleo.
Yeah. Yeah. Zoe had to pet one of the cats
Hey. I do in every country.
in every country.
Haven't gotten rabies yet. Yeah, we still were able to get a lot of really good photos, and I'm glad we went all the way up to the top. There was like somebody out there playing the guitar, and even on the way up the staircase, there's some little shops built into like people's homes and
Yeah.
selling stuff. And then there's a lot of shops down at the bottom of the um staircase too.
Mhm. Yeah. So what do you want to do next after the staircase?
After the staircase, I wanted to go to the cathedral,
Yeah.
and
Closed.
it was closed for construction. So we just got to walk around the outside. Still beautiful. And I also really wanted to go to the Royal
Cabinet.
Portuguese Cabinet Library.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was amazing, yeah, I mean,
I have a thing for libraries
it's been there for hundreds of years.
and books.
Yeah,
So this, I mean, definitely I've been to, God, what is
haven't been.
famous library in the world? I've been to a lot of libraries and some of them very famous, but that was probably one of the most beautiful ones that I've been to.
Very small, but,
Small.
yeah, but it's clearly has a lot of history behind it. They have a lot of the, really treasured, relics, out for you to read and see what they look like, so,
Yeah, from all the Portuguese authors and
yeah,
um yeah, I would recommend just stopping in, seeing it.
yeah.
They also had like a lot of like the local artists on display, local authors also. So yeah, it was nice.
This is all in the area downtown, and this Zoe didn't agree with me. I thought this was the only sort of walking area. I thought it was a little sketch.
I mean, I felt okay.
No one did anything. No one even spoke to us. It felt a little sketchy. Maybe I was too used to the more touristy areas of Ipanema and Copacabana.
Yeah, I think, you go off a little bit of the beaten path. It's just gonna feel that way.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously it was like midday
Yeah.
and there were a ton of people out, so I mean I wasn't too worried.
Yeah. Because then we walked. Where did we go to next?
We then went to I have a thing for libraries and cafes. So I found this Cafe Colombo, one of the most beautiful cafes in Rio. It was also right down the street.
Yeah.
It was a few minutes walk.
Yeah.
Um, so we stopped over there to see if I was able to eat food yet. I did. I did do it.
Survived.
But I also wanted one of their giant little cute coffees and espressos. That was a no-go. But the cafe was beautiful. It's huge. It's two-story.
Mhm.
Great for pictures
Tourist
and
photo.
mandated tourist photo. It's kind of cheesy, the photo stuff, but I mean the
They had us
cafe didn't feel
kiss. They
touristy.
all said, "Hey, you guys have to take a kiss for your tourist photo here."
Yeah.
And so we
So then
did.
Andrew bought it.
Yeah, had to.
Uh yeah. I mean, I would recommend stopping in. It was a great cafe.
Yeah, and the food was fine. It was fine.
Although, that cappuccino thing that I got, I
Yeah.
felt like it was the powdered cappuccino. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. They had a barista in the bag when we
It was
went
still
over.
cute. I mean, I'd go back.
Yeah. And then following that, I think we headed back to the hotel at this point.
Yeah, after we went across the street to the Javier store.
Yeah, so there's Javiana footwear shops everywhere there in Rio. So yeah, anyway,
Footwear?
the
Did
the
you say footwear?
I did say footwear, sandals,
Footwear store?
sandals.
Who says that?
The
I've never heard that.
the iconic sandal that everyone wears from Rio that are here sell for like $100. You get them there for
I
like
don't
20
sell
bucks.
them that. It's not that expensive here.
But anyway, they're like 20 bucks in Rio.
Yeah, I mean, not even. They're like 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did go there and buy some sandals,
Yeah.
some souvenirs.
Souvenirs, yes.
However, the sale girl was coughing up a storm and
God.
like she was wiping her snot on her hand
And on your shoes.
and on my sandals because I was having the charms put on.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're
We
fine.
didn't get sick. We're fine.
Yeah. She just needed a tissue
Yeah. So then
and a day off.
So we Ubered back to the Fairmont after this, and then we hit the beach again. So we ended up going back down, but this time we sat at the Fairmont reserved umbrellas there.
Yeah, because it's free.
Yeah, it was free, and like I said, you had full bar and food service there.
Yeah.
You could just order from the gentleman there, which was really nice.
Yeah. What was it was Tropic, the little beach restaurant across the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we just had a couple drinks and relaxed. By then the sun was kind of going down, so
Then we had to make our next Michelin restaurant.
yes, then we had to go get ready for me.
That's MEE. It's the sushi restaurant that's over at the Copacabana Palace.
Yeah, it was a really great experience. Our first omakase.
Yeah, first
So,
omakase. The hotels. We walked through a portion of the hotel to get to the restaurant. that was when we were kind of like, maybe we should have stayed here, but it was significantly more
Yeah.
expensive than the Fairmont.
I mean, definitely a better pool.
The pool was looked amazing, but someone had mentioned to us somewhere over there that the rooms are a little dated. So, but we can't comment on it because we didn't stay there.
Yeah. I know they had a portion of the hotel closed for renovations,
Yeah,
so I'm sure they're maybe trying to renovate everything
yeah,
eventually, but it was cute. I mean, they have like their iconic pink carpet and their little umbrellas. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but the restaurant was great. I'm very excited to talk about that.
Yeah, so we'll get into our whole episode on me with the omakase and our experience with Chef Michael Granada was fantastic.
Yeah. And then what did we do after that?
And we went home.
Yeah, that also took several hours.
Yeah, that was another like 2.5 to 3 hour dining experience. And then, yeah, we once again easy Uber back to the Fairmont, about 10 minutes. And then we called it a night. Zoe really soldiered through and did the whole day after being deathly ill the day before. It was amazing, baby. You were amazing.
Yeah, I cannot believe I ate an entire omakase after having food poisoning the night before. That was honestly one of the hardest things I've ever done.
And it was a lot of food. It was a lot of food. You think sushi's not a lot of food, it's a lot of food. So,
Yeah, I mean, they gave us like an extra marshmallow and I couldn't eat it. I about vomited.
yeah.
um, but yeah.
Yeah. So the next day was our last day. We had to leave that night. We had a red eye back to Atlanta from the airport, but we had the whole day to explore the city.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that Fairmont was able to accommodate our late checkout with Amex. So we had 4 p.m. checkout, which ended up working out perfect. So we were able to go in the morning, and what did we do?
Finally had breakfast.
Finally had the free breakfast. So we get free
We never
breakfast
do. We never do the free breakfast.
at the restaurant there at the hotel.
Yeah, so that was at Marine Resto as well. They do the breakfast service there in the restaurant. Um,
I know.
but this was great. It was
It was
good.
a great breakfast. They
Yeah,
have made to order and also just like typical buffet style, but service was great there.
yeah.
Everything we had was pretty good.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, I thought. I mean, my omelet was fantastic. We had coffee and we had mimosas, and they were all great.
Yeah. Um Definitely do the free breakfast.
Yeah, don't do what we did. Not go. So, yeah. Then we decided, I think, just to spend the rest of the day exploring parts of the city that we didn't get to see.
Botanical garden.
Oh yeah,
That was my favorite part.
we went to the botanical gardens there in Rio, which is essentially a pay for park there in the city. And it's about an hour and a half walk, and you get to see all sorts of different plants and wildlife there in the city.
Yeah, maybe that's why we don't see any wildlife is because they put it in there. So you have to pay to see it. I don't know. But we did see a lot of monkeys.
Yeah, big monkeys too. Like,
Big monk.
yeah,
There
good
was
size.
actually two different types.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but they were everywhere. And then what else did we see?
Finally saw
We saw
birds.
well, they had like their bees,
Yeah,
like a whole
um,
bee enclosure.
yeah,
But they also have a ton of the plants and different trees. They have like
yeah.
a greenhouse for the
For the
orchids.
orchids, right?
But we did finally see birds.
Yeah, we saw multiple different types of parrots. There was a ground bird there. We weren't sure what that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I got attacked by a parrot.
It flew straight at his face, but I think it just wanted to be
I
friends.
think it wanted to be friendly because then we saw that same bird land on someone else's hand and was eating like seed out of it. So
Yeah,
that was my fault.
I think he was just looking for some food,
Yeah,
but definitely screamed and ran.
Yeah.
Scary, very scary. I saw the look in his eyes
Um,
before the attack. I really loved the botanical garden. I wish we had more time to spend there because I could honestly spend like all day.
yeah, it was really nice. We went shopping at some of the local shops that are looking for gifts for our family.
Yeah, I found this acrylic artist the night before on Instagram that did these acrylic uh bracelets, bangles that I really wanted. So We found her store in Ipanema, and I got some stuff there. After that, we went to McDonald's.
Which is another like petting the cat, I think.
Yeah, it's just, I have to do these things.
So Susie,
I
every place
have
she
to do it.
goes, just check out the McDonald's there.
Had to try just to make sure it tasted like McDonald's still. And it did. It tasted just like American McDonald's, which was kind of disappointing. I like when although the menu was in Portuguese, so I couldn't really read it. So I don't think they had anything weird like some countries do. It seemed pretty normal. Standard McDonald's menu.
Yeah.
Tasted the same. But it was only like what, $7?
Yeah, it was way
For my
cheaper than
cheeseburger,
here.
fries, and Coke
Yeah.
that I took to the beach.
Yeah, as we walked over to Ipanema from there and got another excellent umbrella and just relaxed for about hour and a half. The beach day then was probably the best beach day we had.
Yeah, I mean, the weather was great, but I think I liked that beach more also.
Yeah, so this is on the actual ocean side that's not protected by the cove. So the water was definitely warmer, I thought.
Yeah, it was warmer and the beach just felt bigger, which I mean it probably is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still about the same amount of people. A lot of people out at that time as well. Yeah, so it was a great experience just having that last time to spend on the beach.
Yes, all the little guys that go through selling all their stuff on the beach.
Yeah, yeah, we got
We
we I got talked into buying some chocolate, but he called Zoe
for like
Barbie.
$40, which is like 200 reals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The
Anyway.
boy told Andrew that he loved him and gave him a hug.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Uh, yeah, so that was at that point, it was around 4 o'clock. We had to go back to the hotel and uh check out, even though we still had, I think, a couple hours, but I think we just spent it,
we went to the pool, I think.
yeah, poolside, and then we got our back to the international airport there, which took about 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, I felt like it took forever. Remember how much traffic there was?
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic. I got a little nervous at first, but then it opened up after.
The Uber driver was definitely annoyed.
He was very annoyed.
Yeah, people drive a little crazy there, but
Not as crazy as I've seen. I thought Panama was crazier than
I mean, I've
this.
seen crazier. I
Yeah,
mean, people in LA drive crazier sometimes. So,
as well. Yeah, so we got back to the airport there. We did get confused with the check-in process to check our bags.
oh yeah, so we were obviously flying Delta back, and there wasn't a clear sign.
Where the Delta check-in was.
Yeah, and it ended up being kind of like hidden, tucked away in the corner. So they should definitely put more signs up. But we figured it out after Andrew had his little panic.
Yeah, we got it. So we checked our bag in. So there's two entries in the airport. One is for domestic, because they do fly domestic from there to other parts of Brazil or South America, and the other one's international. So just make sure if you're flying back to the U.S., take that international area. Obviously, because we made it back.
Yeah, so going back,
It was like one of the premier pass lounges. Yeah, we were only there for like 20 minutes. It was pretty
oh,
quick.
yeah,
So,
it was fine. So then we got on our flight, which we'll talk about more, much more
yeah.
decent.
So we got back to Atlanta. We had about a 45 minutes to an hour layover there. Did check out the Sky Lounge quickly there in Atlanta, which
Yeah, I forget what terminal. What was it?
A.
No.
We went to the A terminal. So,
All right. Well,
but there's Sky Lounges everywhere there. There's
oh yeah. No, I was just trying to think of the one that we were in. Nothing impressive.
yeah. Yeah, then we had essentially I think we both slept the majority of the flight back to LAX. We were both pretty tired at that point.
Yeah, so we got, which we'll go into more detail in our flight pod episode, but we did the Delta first class back, and that was great.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That
That
was
was on
great.
one of the new planes. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
So but yeah, uneventful otherwise. We landed back in LAX, and of course, we met our guy when we left.
our guy,
So I texted him. He picked us up, no problem, from the airport,
curbside, which
curbside.
trust me, if you've flown LAX, you know.
Yeah. So that
How
was really
imperative that is.
yeah, it was
Definitely find your
nice.
guy.
Yeah, so it was nice that he was able to pick us up, no problem, and take us back to Irvine. And that was it. That concluded the trip.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I really wish I didn't miss 24 hours of it, but it is what it is. But I loved Rio. I mean, it was definitely a different trip compared to all the other trips we've done together. So, yeah, much more adventurous.
What do you think? What do you think surprised you most about the city?
Surprised me
Something you
most.
didn't expect.
Um, Honestly, I didn't do a lot of research on this trip because I was just letting Andrew plan everything and I was just going to show up. And I did. So I think the thing that surprised me the most is,
I was surprised by the weather. Everything I
yeah,
read on Reddit said that it was going to be 100% humidity and you're going to feel awful there during the summer months and it's going to be, really miserable. It was a little more humid than Southern California. It was completely comfortable.
yeah.
So, yeah. So that surprised you the most then that there was not much wildlife there?
Yeah.
That was how modern the city was. I agree to that.
Yeah. I think I expected a lot more wildlife, especially just like in the rainforest. I don't know. I don't know where it was.
Yeah, I honestly expected it to be way more like rustic, but it was super modern. Well, yeah, you know what I mean, like more like,
Woodsy.
Edna, Texas,
Oh my God.
No, it was super modern. There's skyscrapers there everywhere, like the beach
Everywhere.
areas, like
It's a
yeah,
little
and the whole beach
dramatic.
areas. I mean, it just wasn't what I expected. So, but I loved it too. I thought it was unbelievable. I love the fact that the people there are super nice and accommodating and warm. No one came off angry that we were tourists. No one was rude to us. So I really enjoyed the whole experience.
Yeah, I think it's funny you have to say that because some countries really don't want you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody was really nice. The city is very developed in a lot of areas. I mean, there's very affluent areas and there's obviously very poor areas, but um, it was really nice around the whole beach. Pretty much, there's that running or walking trail
Yeah.
that goes, so you can walk everywhere. Pretty much, I'd say it's very walkable.
Everyone running,
There's people running all hours of the day.
pull up bars everywhere.
Yeah, like they just constantly work out. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I wish Americans did that,
They're
but
very fit.
here we are.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing everybody like run all day.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, even though we Ubered most places, I think if you're staying in like a central area, um, with like stuff walking distance, it's pretty easy to walk sidewalks everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So,
Oh, and they also have like the scooters and bikes
oh
to
yeah.
rent, and
Yeah.
I saw a ton of people doing that. Um, Andrew did not want to do it, but that's okay.
I like to
We're
walk.
working on it.
I like to walk
Or Uber.
or Uber, either one.
Would I go back? Yeah, I think I would go back eventually.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely go back
Not anytime soon. I think I would love to go to San Paulo though,
to get your.
mostly for the ceramic place that I found. But please message me back on Instagram. Yeah, I would love to explore the other cities there in Rio. And I would totally be interested to see Carnival. It happened like a few weeks before we were there.
Yeah.
So it was cool to hear about like, everything that just happened. Yeah, I mean, it's a very lively city. It's a lot more laid back than I thought. I had a lot of like resort wear, like, outfits. I think you're totally fine just wearing t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah. It's
And
total beach vibe. It's very chill.
what would you rate the trip? Give it a rating.
Well, I'd give this a solid 9.
9.
Oh yeah. No,
9 out
I
of 10.
I thoroughly enjoyed this trip. I
Oh,
actually
I love that, baby.
loved it. It had all the things I like. So I like a good beach, I like a good cocktail, I like seeing amazing sights. And you have all that there. The food was amazing. So you really couldn't there was nothing there I did not enjoy. Now I didn't get food poisoning.
Yeah.
Everything that I experienced I thought was phenomenal and yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. I love when you enjoy stuff like that. That
What's
makes me
the fear
happy.
rate that you gotta keep the food poison out of it?
See, it's hard because I feel like I missed so much in that 24 hours, and even after that, like, I didn't feel like myself. So it definitely I wouldn't say it ruined the trip, but I definitely put a damper in things.
Hmm.
So, I feel like if I had that extra day,
Mhm.
it would have been a lot different for me, and I would have gotten to see the sunset.
Maybe
So, I would give it maybe like an 8.
8.
8.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, are we including the flight? 'Cause that's different.
That's different.
Okay.
Well, that's all separate
Different
rating.
rating.
That
Okay.
has nothing to do with the city. So, uh, okay, great. Well, awesome. Yeah, so that pretty much concludes our whole Rio trip. I'm sure there's a lot of things we're leaving out as well. But please, anyone who has any questions, anything specifically they want to ask, please just feel free to DM us on our Instagram at Rezzies and Redeyes. We're going to be putting up our photos of the trip itself, as well as videos that we took and all of our experiences at the 2 Michelin restaurants we went to, Oro and Me. So anything you see on there, feel free to message us and ask us any questions. Yeah. And then we'll talk about some of the questions on the next episode.
Yeah, we're excited to bring more content to you guys and talk about more trips and our experiences. Definitely go visit our Instagram and stay in touch.
Well, thanks again, everyone, for listening to our first episode for Rezzies and Red Eyes. Once again, please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. It really helps us with the algorithms and helping everyone else find our show.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you guys next time. If you have any questions or have anything to share with us, drop us a DM.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys for the next episode. It's going to be going over our Mission restaurants and the Delta One experience all separately.
All right, see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.